Literature students, we have already been discussing the story Shroud by Premchand. Today also I'll be taking the remaining part of the story. As we have discussed, there are mainly three characters. Ghisu, he Ghisu is Madhav's father and has arguably had a bad influence on his son. The name of the son is Madhav. So, both are known around the village for being lazy and unmotivated. Budhya is the name of Madhav's wife. She is having labor pain, and uh, both Ghisu and Madhav, they don't have money, nor do they bother to do something for the lady. She is crying in pain, and they fail to manage any doctor for Budhia. And see the carelessness of the husband Madhav. On the one hand, wife is rolling in pain, and he is thinking about having good food. Both the father and the son, Ghisu and Madhav, they are having they are dreaming of having some delicious food. And Ghisu, the father, suddenly is reminded of a wedding procession where he has had a feast in which he was allowed to have the meals to his full. So, I'll read out. Then Ghisu remembered a landowner's wedding procession in which he had taken part 20 years before. The repletion that had been vouchsafed to him, repletion, to have something to its full. Vouchsafed means granted, because he is a labor, and so in the wedding procession, in the wedding of one of the landowner, he was allowed, Ghisu was allowed to eat as much as he wanted. So that the feast was a memorable event in his life, and even today its memory was fresh. So the event became memorable in his life, and the event was to have delicious food to as much as he wanted, and this remained in his memory forever, this event. He said, "I'll never forget that feast. Never since then have I had that kind of food or such a full stomach." They are lazy, they don't want to do anything, and so they rarely have food enough to fill them. So, and the girl's family fed puris to everyone. He's talking about the wedding where the girl's family gave puris to each one of them as much as they wanted, great and small. Everyone ate puris, one made with real ghee chutney, raita, three kinds of green vegetables, a favorable stew, yogurt, chutney, sweets. So he is reminded of all the delicacies that he has had in the wedding. How can I tell you now what relish there was in that feast? So he is talking to his son Madhav that how much he enjoyed the feast, the dinner. There was no limit. Whatever thing you want, just ask, and however much you want, eat. People ate so much that nobody could even drink any water. And there the servers were setting hot, round, sweet smelling pastries before you. You refuse, saying you don't want it. You push away the tray with your hand. But that's how they are. They just keep on giving it. And when everybody had wiped their mouths, then everybody got a pan as well. But how could I be in any shape for a pan? I couldn't stand up. I just staggered off and lay down on my blanket. He had a heart as big as the ocean, that landowner. So he is reminded of the entire event when he was served every kind of food, everything that he wanted to eat, and he had eaten so much that he could not even stand up, and he just, lay down on his blanket. And he's appreciating the landowner that he had a big heart so as to allow him to have the meal to his full. Enjoying the story of these grand festivities, Madhav said, if only somebody would give us such a feast now. As I told you earlier, also these are lazy idlers who don't want to do anything, and Madhav is still wanting to have something ready made, so that he's, aspiring for some shortcut so that he can have good food. If as if anybody would feast anybody now, that was a different time. Now everybody thinks about economy. Don't spend money on weddings, don't spend money on religious festivals. Ask them, what is the saving of the poor people's wealth? There is no lack of saving, but when it comes to spending, they think about economy. This is the conversation between the father and the son. When the son says that he wants to have the same feast that his father has had, then the father replies that these days, nobody is as generous as they used to be earlier. They now just think of saving money. And he says that, the money that they saves, this is out of the people's wealth, because the poor people, they work hard for them, and they are given, a little in return. So Premchand here is also, reflecting on the reality of the society of the time, that, you know labor did a lot of work, but they were given only, little remuneration for their hard work, and the rich landowners, they fed on the labor of these poor laborers. So he's, talking about this relationship between the laborers and the landowners, how the landowners exploited the laborers. Now the son asks, you must have eaten 20 or so puris. He replies, I ate more than 20. So, these people, see the carelessness, the indifference of these two men. They are talking about the feast, the food, and when the lady inside is struggling for her life. And so, but they are not bothered, and they are eating the roasted potatoes. After eating, they both drank some water, covered themselves with their dhotis, curled up, and went to sleep right there by the fire, as if two gigantic serpents lay coiled there. And Budhya was still moaning. She was still crying with pain. And see, these two men, after having their dinner, they just go to sleep without bothering whether the woman is alive or what is her condition. He just, they just go to sleep. Thank you.